Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, it's One Gamer and his dog here. Today we are going to be playing Mr. Shifty on Nintendo Switch. It's only just come out and I've got to say, let me just grab a drink, it's really good. It's actually a lot of fun. I got this game and I went to play it, just sort of give it a try in sort of the portable mode of the Switch, and absolutely fell in love with it and ended up going through all of the stages pretty much. So I'm on stage 11 at the moment, but we're going to start a brand new game because I really enjoy this game, so we're going to play from scratch and hopefully we are going to beat it. So I'm actually recording this, playing this game. Oh, Millie's just joined me in the room. Hopefully she won't trip over any wires. I can't actually hear the sound of the game itself at the moment just because of issues I've got with trying to get everything ready, so I'm just listening to chiptunes music so you guys can hear the sound of the game. But what I've got to say about this game is I'm actually really loving it. But what I'm curious to see is how it translates now to playing in dock mode, because it really works well in portable. So I'm playing this in dock mode at the moment and I'm playing it on the two Joy-Cons put together. Parts of this game I've had a lot of trouble with, other parts it's been alright and I've got through quite easily, but some parts have been an arduous effort, but it's never struck me as being cheap. It's, you know, I've kind of been fair with it, it's felt very fair experience. So what is Mr. Shifty? Well, Mr. Shifty is this game. You are Mr. Shifty and you're storming this tower block complex, and what you can do is you press the B button and you shift, and you get about 5 shifts. Yeah, there you go. You get about 5 shifts, and your only other ability you've got is to punch, and you can pick up weapons along the way. But in terms of Switch games at the moment, I know that the Switch library is really short. There's not much on it, and this is a great game to have, even if the library wasn't so short. Even later on down the line, this is just a really fun game to have. The guys that have made this have done a really good job. It's got this great top-down sort of, you know, shell-shaded kind of Killer 7 vibe, I want to say. But the gameplay is just really fun and it works. And the thing that I liked about it, particularly from a you know, playing in a portable mode, is the missions are actually quite short. You can get through some of these stages quite quickly, and there are reminiscence of Hotline Miami to it. Just I think just because the top-down shooting everything nature, but it hasn't got that trippy feel that Hotline Miami's got. It's a lot more of a can you say realistic approach, certainly compared to Hotline Miami it is, but it's a really fun game, and it's not normal. It's not normally I get a lot of games where I go, oh, I really want to play this again, and with this I really want to, because I find it a lot of fun. Now there are, I know, a couple of stages where, particularly at sort of the ends, where you don't really get too much boss battles, you more get just large waves of enemies. That there were 1 or 2 of them that I was there for ages on, a long time, and I'm not looking forward to them ones coming up. Some complaints I have got about the game, I have noticed in docking mode the frame rate has sometimes just slowed down, particularly when it's just large amounts of enemies on the screen. Occasionally it happened in docking mode and it was very frustrating. Hopefully we're not going to get this time around, and I'm quite conscious about the audio level of this microphone, if there's going to be crackling or popping. I do apologise, I'm trying to sort this out. Now what you've just seen has happened here is where I've killed a load of enemies, this orange bar at the bottom sort of fills up, and when it maxes out, if you're about to get shot by a bullet, because it's one hit kills, it sort of automatically opens bullet time, which makes the process that I should have not mucked that up, which gives you just a little bit of extra help. Pro tip I'd say is you really want to keep that meter filled up, and the way you do fill up the meter is just by killing all the enemies in quick succession, because every time you kill an enemy, it goes up a little bit, and you just need to keep killing them to keep that going up. I'm really conscious about this microphone level because I'm seeing it hitting red, but I was using a different headset originally, and I wasn't happy with the results. So I think when we get through this stage here, we will change it up a little bit and bring the levels down, because at the moment I'm trying to speak in a very calm, at the same level tone, but I know later on I'm going to start getting a little bit frustrated with certain points. But let's see. In terms of replay value of this game, there is score chasing to be done. High scores and times getting through, so there probably will be a community that will spring up around this game with regards to the speed running. One thing, another sort of, not necessarily complaint, but I think I missed the trick on it here, is that there is no online storyboards. I've just done my best time with my perfects with no deaths. Yeah, there's no online scoreboards, which does seem like they've missed the trick, because that would have been quite nicely appreciated. See, it's so strange, even with this microphone, it's saying that the levels are low. I'm just going to bring the level down to 55, that is quite low. Bring it up to 60, yeah, 60 is better. I did on 75 before. Okay, so there we go. So that should be a little bit better. It might be a bit lower, but at least it means that you won't get popping, as it were, as we go into this next stage.